My name's Kaiden. I'm a Wadra man from Orange, New South Wales. I think there wasn't anything in particular where I could identify where it started from, but I think it was a reoccurrence pattern that I created in my head. I was using drugs and alcohol as well. I was snappy, I was moody all the time. I didn't enjoy life. You know, I was so far removed from the things that made me happy, you know. But it didn't mean that I didn't want that. I really wanted that. I was working at the time. I was in a good paying job. I had good loving people around me at the same time, but you know, it wasn't congruent what was actually going on inside for me. So I was basically walking around in this world like an empty shell. You know, I was formless. I had nothing inside of me, but the only thing that I had inside of me were dark thoughts. You know, I was trapped in depression, very suicidal as well. And there was also that shame factor of being a man, reaching out and getting vulnerable with people. You know, because for me it was about having to look a certain way. Where that ended up for me was in a hospital, and I can remember clearly being in that space. I had so much stuff going inside of my head. My head was so busy and so loud, and I had a little flicker of hope inside of me that was basically keeping me alight and alive. So it was a space where for the first time to get in touch with the person that I knew I always was. What helped me was people coming in and not having the stigma around, you know, mental health, or the stigma around, oh, he has problems with alcohol or drug use, you know, or they might look at me a different way, or they didn't approach me kind of with that body language that it's, that I'm different, you know. They came with, I suppose, a compassionate space. So I was like, oh, well, I want to connect with things that I used to enjoy doing. I need to start to find things that I enjoy. So, and one of the things was soccer. So it was a big moment in my life to say, you know, if I can focus my energy in something positive, well, then anything's possible. When I actually talked about what was going on for me, the things that were the hardest to talk about, they started to get lighter. And I started to notice, I started to get lighter. I started to feel joy and happiness. Sometimes all it takes is a little tinker, you know, like a little adjustment, moving in the right direction. Now it's important to have that self-care, and when I need time for Kaiden, I have time for myself. If I need to run a bath and have candles and just, you know, chill out, well, that's what I do. And I suppose the beauty about getting to know myself, I get to know what I need as well. So it's like meditation for me is key. Like, at the moment, and it has been, it's served me just because it's allowed me to connect with that inner Kaiden. Back in the day, it would be like, meditation, you don't meditation, country boys don't meditate. If I hadn't gone through the experiences that I went through, I wouldn't be able to share, you know, what I know today, you know. Yeah, part of my life is to feel all emotions, you know, and then also trusting that process, knowing that I'll be okay, and not sitting in that pain or whatever for too long. It's acknowledging it, feeling it, expressing it, and then moving on. So, and expressing it in a healthy way. Life's hard, like I said, but it's beautiful at the same time. So, and I notice if I can embrace that and know that, going through those hard times, like, yeah, it just helps me so much. The life that I thought was a burden is now my greatest gift.